Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
Boom! What's up, everybody? Hey, I hope I didn't scare you there. Just wanted to start this day off right. It is Friday. Welcome into the Run Your Day podcast, another episode here with Dan Hafner. As always, thank you all for joining. Today's topic is this. Is that really important? As always, thank you all for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. So, I wanted to start today off with a bang, and I literally did. And I hope I didn't scare you if you were driving or anything. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about an excerpt from a book. If you've never read it, I highly, highly recommend it. It is called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, written by a man named Stephen Covey. He was a man that was very, very prominent in his day. Worked with a lot of high-profile athletes, high-profile people, worked with a lot of presidents during his life, just for really like personal development, personal power, and really finding how to do the right things, right? He has since passed away, but his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is incredible, and it is awesome. And one thing that I wanted to go over with you guys and kind of talk about, as I was reminded of this week. I haven't read the book in a while. I want to go back and read it again. But there is this concept that he presents to us of the time quadrants, where there are things throughout your day that are, 1, important, and 2, urgent, right? So you have important things and urgent things. Important things are things that need to be done. You know, you need to go to work. You need to, feed your family. You need to, whatever it might be, right? Like the important things that need to be done in order to move your life or your project forward. Urgent things are things that need done now, right? Like in the morning, you can't drive to work. It's wintertime now. You can't drive to work until you brush off your car. Like, that's an urgent thing that needs done now. You might be at work and there's a meeting that comes up that's very urgent, and you literally have no choice to be like, oh, well, I have to drop everything I'm doing and go now, right? So there's all these different things, whether you have, a spouse or kids or whatever it is. Like, if you have to help them with something, somebody's dropping something all over the floor, or a plate breaks or whatever it is, that's an urgent thing that needs taken care of right now, right? And there's this black hole of urgent things that we fall into. And I've talked about this before, but really what he talks about is a lot of us, myself included, I used to be in this area. And even recently, I've found myself sucked back up into this area. There's this quadrant, right? You have the important and urgent things. You have the important and non-urgent things. You have the non-urgent and non-important things. And you have the important and not urgent things. I know it's a little confusing. If you need help, go back and listen to this and write it down. But we all tend to get sucked into this quadrant of doing the important and urgent things, or the important and non-urgent things. Important non-urgent things include Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, text messaging things when you shouldn't be, whatever it might be, Instagram, all these different things that come up that's really not important, and they're not urgent, right? Those will always be there. You can look at the end of the day and go through your Facebook feed. You can wait till the end of the day to look at your Snapchats. I know a lot of the younger crowd might, call me blasphemous for saying that, but really, when you sit back and look at it, they're not urgent, right? But where burnout happens, and I've experienced this in my own life many, many times, is when you get into this quadrant of doing the important things and the urgent things, right? Because everything's a fire. Everything is critical. Everything is red line status. This needs done now, and it's important. Let's do it, right? And this is productive for 10 minutes. Like it gets to the point where you're doing stuff, you're knocking stuff out, you're feeling good. All right, boom, 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 boom. Then by the end of the day, you're like, oh my God, like, what am I doing? Right? I'm sure you've all experienced this, even like over time, right? Like you get to the point where you just constantly stressed, constantly pushing, constantly doing stuff. And at the end of something, you're like, oh, man, I'm tired, right? But if you learn to migrate yourself down to this quadrant of doing the important and non-urgent things, being able to take your kids to school, being able to cook dinner for your family, taking time on the weekends to clean your house, at work, making sure that you're taking care of the things that are important that are coming up, not the, oh my God, I got to message this person back because they're mad about whoever parked in my spot this morning. Like, that's not an urgent thing, right? So today's takeaway I want you to take away from this is, as you go throughout your day, and this is actually something that I'm practicing now as well, so I can help you along this path, is when something comes up, try to ask yourself, is this really important? Right? Like it's going to be weird. It's going to be awkward at first, but you have to remember, like, is this important? Is this something that's going to drive me forward towards what I want? If not, it can probably wait. Like, is this something that is like, I need to get done right now in the urgent status? Okay, then do it and get it out of the way. But if it's not, it can be put off, right? It can be delegated. It can be moved to the back burner, right? So my challenge for you, even going into this weekend, is this: try to plan your day. Try to plan your day to do the important things. And once you set up this plan of, I need to get this done. I'm going to get this done. Like, I'm going to, say I'm going to clean my bathroom. That is the important thing for the day. Like, you might get up, you might work out, you might make breakfast, you might do whatever, and you're doing the urgent things, right? But if you have time scheduled to do the important thing that you said you were going to do, you'll get it done, because you're making that a priority over the other little things that come up. That's my challenge for you this weekend. Try to pick out one important thing that you need to get done and do it. It sounds easy, but you'll find out, like, maybe how hard this is in your life if you're extremely busy, right? So just pick one important thing that's not urgent and do it. That is my challenge for you. That's my challenge for you today and for this weekend. So I hope you guys got a lot from this show today. I mean, this concept I'd like to dive more into maybe next week, but this concept is really, really important, and I think it's the key to just being productive and being effective, right? And there's a whole lot more to learn on this. Like I said, I'm going to go back and brush myself up on this book. I haven't read it in several months. Well, actually, almost a year now. But it's a really powerful, timeless principle that I think we all can take a lot from. So that's going to wrap up today's show. As always, thank you all for joining. Really, really appreciate you guys for another big week here on the Run Your Day podcast. This show just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it is awesome. As always, check out the Facebook page. Go over, like the page, follow the page. We're going to go live this weekend. We're going to get after it. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to hold you guys accountable to making sure that you're doing the important stuff. As always, thank you all for joining. Dan Hafner signing off. Make it a great Friday.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.